So at last point, I do not know when the video shut off. We were going through our project list. We did do a vote to table as 2 members are not here, and we were going to wait for a full commission. And I asked for public input, so we are at that point, public input. Not all at once.
Hi, everybody. Chris Tan. I work in Mooresville. I'm director of the Boys and Girls Club of Mooresville County. It's great to be with you again tonight. I'm going to try to speak on behalf of some of my friends here and constituents of the Boys and Girls Club. But first and foremost, thank you so much for entertaining our input about One Place and a possible partnership that would include a new facility for social services and recreation and kind of a convention center for town, if you will, or a recreation center. So thank you for listening to those and trying to align that very big idea with all the work that you've done to this point to collect surveys and input from the community and just kind of see where lines are parallel and where lines meet with different ideas. So very much appreciate that consideration. And along with that, it's been, at least from my experience over the last 30 days, just a very welcoming and open process. The way we were able to converse after the meeting last month was awesome. Certainly, being at Kiwanis with Ryan Taylor and seeing Brian Hulk through town and just kind of churning ideas about how to make Mooresville more accessible for young people and families and those in need and those who wish to be living active lifestyles. I'm just really grateful for the openness of that communication and the support for those ideas. I think maybe the only thing that comes to mind in terms of moving forward, and I think that's what these meetings are about, they're about moving forward. It's becoming more engaged and active in a process that might help identify how we could at some point take a concept like One Place, bring it together with town and Parks and Rec, and then maybe through our collective work, find a way to create something very special that would align with so many of the interests that have been expressed from the community to the RDC. So we'd like to stay involved in some way. We know that there's priorities that are probably greater in some people's minds than a fabulous community center. But if we could get to the point where we could align ideas and even bring some very significant resources to the table to partner on a big idea would be fantastic. So thank you very much. And Virginia, the report is very helpful. Thank you.
Good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for your input. It's appreciated.
Do you have, I'm going off script, so this work could get dangerous. Do you have any town council members that are regular in Kiwanis or anything like that to where we could bridge that gap?
I need to know town council a little more deeply. When you mentioned Kiwanis, there's also that interest that the Kiwanis Service Group, I mean, Kiwanis is 47 years in the community.
Yeah.
I mean, there are charter members still within that organization, which is phenomenal. We would love to have, just like the council would love to have more people in the audience, Kiwanis would love to have more people just joining that membership. And I'm sure the same is true with the Lions Club and our other service clubs. So we'd certainly, and I get to be the volunteer president of Kiwanis this year, so we'd love to have a conversation with anybody that would like to join our weekly Kiwanis group. And I think you're right. I think service organizations could be a great way to kind of bring more consistency to communications that are happening throughout the community.
I know one is fairly active. I don't see, I know I have not, as I serve on 3 boards. I know from my standpoint, I don't. I know Brian's very active. Virginia's very active. Obviously, Ryan Taylor. I'm just trying to think of how we can, well, we should, as a council, be in the community more. So, maybe I bring that to the council, Tuesday night.
I'm sure the Kiwanis is always looking for speakers, even if people aren't necessarily wanting to be members.
Yeah, we have speaker dates open in February. That would be great.
Yeah.
Could always use some volunteer tutors at the Boys and Girls Club.
I mean, I was just sitting there thinking, Brian spoke first, so, if you're looking at a speaker, as elected officials, they all like to speak a lot. It's just whether or not you want to hear them. So, I will make a mental note to bring that up to the council, whether in public or knowing the council, who would best maybe bridge that gap. So thank you for bringing that and your ideas and your passion and recognizing, I will say, a flaw in us not being as involved. So. Alrighty, there's my off-script moment. Peter, do you want to yell too? Alrighty. New business, seeing no new business, we're going to move on to legal update.
No new legal update this month.
Managerial?
I had made a note because I didn't include it in my written report, and Brian already mentioned it, but Brian and I did have a Zoom call with Dana Monson in Franklin, and we had lunch with Todd Cook in Plainfield, just kind of pick their brains about, those are two communities. Whether Mooresville wants to be like them or not is not what we're suggesting, but they're doing some really cool, innovative things. And so we wanted to meet with them to discuss kind of how it is that they got to where they are. And I really appreciate both of their time and Brian's as well. I know it was beneficial for me and hope it was for you as well.
Very much so.
So that's all I have. Happy to answer any questions anybody may have.
Any questions for Chelsea? Next, the review of claims. Dun, dun, dun.
May I make a note on the claims, please? So the claims were prepared, and there was an invoice for Barnes and Thornburg that was missing from the claims. So whoever makes the motion, please do so. But then we also need to separately approve the invoice for Barnes and Thornburg in the amount of $2,684.90.
So separate.
Separate.
And the change on the settle.
Yes, and
No.
the change
She
on
did that-
settle.
did
that
There
out.
was a
Okay. Yeah.
$100,
Yeah, that has
so it
to
actually
come out.
needs to be, yeah,
$100 less.
yes,
Yeah,
correct.
$100 less,
Okay.
because he's not a member of he's a member of the police commission.
I would make a motion that we accept the claims in the amount of $13,904.26.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
I second that.
A motion and a second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
And then I would make another motion to accept the invoice for $2,684.90 to Barnes and Thornburg.
I have a motion, do I have a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, for the good of the order, Dr. Moore.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh, don't.
It's been my
say
pleasure
anything.
to be the educational rep to the Mooresville Redevelopment Commission for the last 4 years, exactly 4 years, and had a short term before that. And now I'm happily the old war horse that's going out to pasture. Don't put me away for a while. They trot me back out every so often when there's a special purpose, but getting put away for a while now, and happy to do it. I want to say that my time with the Redevelopment Commission has been very, very interesting, and that I'm very proud of the 5 commissioners that we have and the work that they're doing. And while they can't always agree, they'll always be above board and work for the best interest of Mooresville, and that makes me happy. So I leave the Redevelopment Commission as a representative or advisor very happy, and leave it to a younger, fresher perspective to come in and help the commission move forward. So thank you all.
Thank you, Dr. Moore.
Thank you.
Yeah, you've been a big asset to this commission, and we appreciate your input.
Thank you.
When I first stepped on the RDC, it was different, well, virtually a different commission then, and we were looking at several big projects that have been checked off-ish, kind of. And I remember my first meeting, pretty wide-eyed, hearing about this thing called the Redevelopment Commission. In the middle of all these projects, I walked in, Chelsea was very inviting, and then I look around the table and there was a lot of stares at me going, so you're the new guy. Dr. Moore, in the meeting, they were using a lot of acronyms, and Dr. Moore leaned over and said, do you know what they're talking about? And I kind of laughed and I said, not a clue. And he said, okay, let me explain this to you. So he brought me up to speed fairly quickly. He was always very welcoming. I kind of joke, everybody has that, or a family member or parent or grandparent that gives you the over the glasses look. Sitting down here, I get the over the glasses look an awful lot from Dr. Moore, and I'm going to miss that. So I appreciate that, Dr. Moore. Secretary Culp.
Well, I would definitely want to thank you, Dr. Moore. And one of the things that when I first met Dr. Moore, I was sitting in your seat. I was covering the board that he was the superintendent of at Triton Central. And it's been a real pleasure to serve on a board with you and to get to know you in a different capacity and to be able to be a witness to the wisdom that you brought here. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you for that.
And I appreciate you all being here and taking an interest in what we do. And I think there are certainly things that the Redevelopment Commission will have a role in at the point that there is a project that is viable. I'm not saying what that role is because it's hard to tell you right now. So thank you for being here. And Virginia, I really appreciate you putting those numbers together. That was very helpful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Vice President Perry.
I just, like I said, I have appreciated Dr. Moore's input and his advice and his experience and background, and he's been a huge asset to this commission, and we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
It is our last meeting of the year. From the Redevelopment Commission, I hopefully speak that have a great, happy holiday, Merry Christmas. Enjoy the family time. I will say that being our last commission of the year, if you've enjoyed time, by all means, tell the town council, because appointments come up every year for this board. We're not like other boards. So, again, Dr. Moore, need your address to figure out which board I can put you on next. So, by all means, not necessarily this board, but other boards, we're always looking. So, get a hold of your representative, or if you really want, don't email me, call me, because hey, you may win a Amazon 500 gift card if you email me right now. So that's all I have. Anything down there? Nothing. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I would make a motion that we adjourn.
I'll second that motion.
Motion and second, all in favor, aye.
Aye.
Aye. Thank you again, Dr. Moore. We will see